If you've ever had any sort of niche specific skill or maybe even a hobby, you may not have known that that particular skill or hobby or whatever it is could be monetized. And in this video, I want to show you how this guy named Patrick created a Shopify store that's doing over $1 million a month, where he makes some products himself. Now, I'm sure this video will give a lot of you guys ideas and motivation on not just website design or marketing strategies, but just on what's possible out here when you really try to think outside the box and you're committed to creating your own business and becoming your own boss. I think more and more people are starting to realize that they can actually work for themselves and put it upon themselves to earn income as opposed to having to get a job and work for other people. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm extremely grateful to live in this generation where we have basically the world's information at our fingertips. So I'm using my platform here to inspire a lot of you guys and inspire myself. Now, the Shopify store that we're going to be doing a case study on today is called patrickadairdesigns.com, and they make rings. So it's not complicated at all. All they do is make rings. However, there is a catch. The guy that actually makes these rings, his name is Patrick. He creates a custom ring for each customer. So each ring on this website is custom made. And as you can see, the price tag definitely shows that these products are quality above quantity, and as I said, they're custom made, so it kind of makes sense to charge a lot of money for them since they take a lot of time, each specific one, to be made. And this one, for example, is $1,500. That's so crazy, but it actually makes sense given that it's custom and it has real gold in it and meteorite, which is actually kind of dope. I think that's pretty cool. At the end of the day, gold and diamonds, the only reason why those have any sort of real value is because we say so. So I mean, why not treat meteorite how we do gold? I think that's a lot cooler than gold, if you ask me, actually. Now, this store right away sort of reminds me of the first ever case study that I did on this channel, which actually spawned a whole playlist of videos in which we case study e-commerce brands for your entertainment and inspiration, and my own, of course. But the store that we reviewed way back then was called foreverspin.com, and they did something somewhat similar. Of course, it's not rings, but it's a very niche specific product that was sort of custom made. And the first time I showed this, people were shocked at how simple a Shopify store could be while still making so much money. But of course, the purpose of this is not just to show you, look, you can become rich, but more importantly, show you that you can actually make your passion into your full-time job or your full-time income, and it can even amass you great wealth like it has done for these people. Now, let's take a look at some of their product pages. This Stardust ring, in my opinion, is really cool, and as you can see, they kind of highlight the process on the product page, so it's nothing too crazy, but they do a really good job at explaining why it actually costs so much. So for example, here, the unrivaled process of Patrick Adair. The inlay for the Stardust ring is made using crushed diamonds, moonstone, meteorite shavings, a dash of blue opal, and aqua glow stone. The end result is meant to look like a ring that was crafted from the debris of a massive cosmic explosion. This mixture is inlaid into a cobalt chromium ring base. Wow, this guy does a great job at selling this stuff because after all, it's just a bunch of different stones. Of course, it does not cost that much, but what you're paying for is the craftsmanship and the story behind it. And he does a great job at selling it and really making you feel things when you look at it. I mean, who wouldn't want to own a piece of a cosmic explosion, Like, that sounds so cool. I will say the branding on this page is on point, so this guy definitely knows a lot about design, and his company shows that. And as you can see, if we take a look at SimilarWeb, which is how we actually take a look at the traffic that a store is driving, it's a free Chrome extension. This guy is getting over 500,000 monthly visitors to his website, and since his average order value is so high, we can easily estimate that each person that goes to this website is worth at least $2 or $3, which would mean that this website is doing well over $1 million per month. And I wouldn't be surprised to say that they're doing probably like $2 million a month given the prices of the products. But one thing that you should keep in mind when it comes to stores like this that have really high prices and are really all about craftsmanship is that they don't always just have endless stock, right? Like, I'm sure it takes a long time to make one of these rings, so it's really easy for them to sell out probably, and it's really hard to actually be ahead logistically, like with stock and inventory. I know personally that's one of the biggest struggles when it comes to starting a luxury brand, is having all the available inventory. It's really expensive and it makes it really hard to scale. So I'm curious to know how this person is actually managing that. Now, I did pull up their social media pages and was pleasantly surprised to see that they're actually probably pushing most of this traffic for free to their website. And the reason why I think that is because they are super consistent on YouTube. Well, I guess maybe not super consistent. They make like one video a month, or maybe 2 videos a month, or one every 2 months. But they do get a lot of views. And if we sort by their most popular videos, we can see that 3 years ago, they have a video that has 19 million views. So a ton of viral videos. And of course, a brand like this has a ton of viral potential since it's so niched down. I mean, look at something like this, like a PewDiePie T-Series ring. That's so dope. If I was into making jewelry, I would totally do something like this. This looks so fun. And obviously people really love it. So this guy really found a pocket of people that were interested in really crazy rings like this and capitalized on it. So let's quickly read their About Us tab to get an idea of how this was formed. So Patrick Adair Designs was born in the spring of 2015, so not that old. That's like 6 years ago, when Patrick purchased his first ever slab of carbon fiber. Having always had a passion for design, Patrick immediately set out to create something out of carbon fiber using the only tool he had, a Dremel. Using nothing but a Dremel in a large amount of time, Patrick created his first ever pure carbon fiber ring. Patrick quickly created his first Kickstarter that same weekend. The Kickstarter was quickly funded, leading Patrick to discover a passion for creating jewelry. So basically, this guy in 2015 completely kickstarted this by creating a custom ring, having no prior experience with making jewelry, and using only a Dremel tool, which is like maybe like a $200 tool from like Home Depot, and it created this $1 million business. So while Patrick was in college, he realized that he wanted to keep making new and interesting rings, but he didn't have time to create a new design and commit to selling a large number through Kickstarter. Patrick found a solution using Instagram. Every week he would get on Instagram and auction a commission to create a one-of-a-kind ring for a customer. Patrick would then drive home and spend the entire weekend creating a custom ring from new and exciting materials. Along the way, he decided he would start filming all of his rings and documenting the amazing materials and beautiful designs. So basically, this guy took full advantage of social media and started posting these really stunning rings that had a huge wow factor, and he geniusly decided to start filming the process of creating the rings, spawning this huge YouTube channel with almost 1 million subscribers for his brand. Super clever. I completely respect what this guy's doing, and I'm very inspired by it. I love working with my hands, so I would love doing something like this. Of course, I don't make jewelry or anything like that, and I already have enough to handle with my own brands at the moment, but I think there's so many talented people out there. I even know some friends of mine that create amazing things with their hands, and I know that if they just knew about this Shopify world and the digital era, they could create something so powerful and so big that reaches thousands of people like this guy has done. And all it really takes is the knowledge and knowing the potential of these sorts of things. So literally every single day I wake up feeling grateful that I built this skill set in the online world, because it really makes you feel like you can create a business out of anything. And I think it's important to highlight stories like this, and the reason why I made a video about it, because I know that most people in this e-commerce space of YouTube, and probably a lot of my audience, is very hung up on drop shipping. If all you know is drop shipping, then that's gonna be sort of the ceiling that you have, and like the limiting belief that you can't really create a business beyond that, but that's so not true. So I love showing examples like this of stores that are still Shopify stores, but they're totally different from the dropshipping model, yet they're still incredibly successful. So I hope that this video helped inspire you in some way. I'm feeling really inspired and grateful again for living in this time period and having an audience to share this stuff with. That's truly one of the things that makes me the happiest. And one of the brands that I'm working on right now is kind of a digital brand in a way. I actually started it from a challenge where I wanted to create a Shopify store without spending any money on ads this is still true and this will be a Shopify store one day. But for now, I'm just posting trendy philosophical content and building a community around that. It's kind of confusing, but it's sort of an extension of my being, which is emphasizing art, philosophy, science, all those things, and trying to give the world some positive values. I don't know why I just went on that tangent, but I guess I just love sharing stuff with you guys. So with that said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and giving me your time. Make sure you check out all my links in the description and leave me a comment. I would love to know what you think about the store, or if you have any suggestions, or if you have any questions about anything, or if you just want to talk about whatever, let me know. I'm always down for an intellectual conversation, or any sort of conversation, really, honestly. But with that said, book review coming soon, and episode 4 of the Starting a Shopify Brand from Scratch series is coming soon. So stay tuned for those videos, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.